Thanks for joining in on this video. As seen on previous episodes, all the TV dramatics here, I talked about being aware or situational awareness, and I gave you some basics on things that I feel are important. And I told you I would make videos that addressed each of the little topics because I bring into play, when it comes to situational awareness, what that actually means mechanically, if you will, inside of you. You see, your brain is processing all the inputs that it receives in this area. It sees shapes, colors, I hear noises. I'm watching a bunny rabbit down the trail. Sorry, kind of like squirrel. But your brain receives all that and is processing that continuously. The trick here is you have to train your mind to focus on certain things. And today I'm going to talk about the senses, but the one I'm going to talk about is sight. What do you see? Now, for most people, they're going to go, right, Dan, I'm an adult. I've been out in the world a little bit. Well, that's cool. But have you trained yourself to see? What do I mean by that? Have you trained yourself to take the sensory data and bring it into focus in front of you so that you can understand what's going on in your environment? Something as simple as walking through a wash. How you look at things will determine what you see. So now we have to train your mind. What I've done is I've walked through the wash and I've taken some pictures, and I'll be posting these with some little footnotes in the video. But the thing you got to remember is your vision. How are you using your vision? I see so many people hiking and walking like this. They're looking right here. Folks, I got news for you. Out here, yeah, there's rattlesnakes and scorpions and all kind of things right here. In the average forest, hey, treetops, high places. That's where the lions, tigers, and bears hide. Just kidding. But you need to train yourself to, as you're walking, make your vision, if you will, go from left to right, up high, far away, and then kind of drop down, come back to the left a little bit closer, drop down, come back to the right a little bit closer, until you finally end up right here. Well, now a lot of people go, gosh, that's a whole lot of focus and a lot of work. No, not really. Because as you're moving, you're moving your head, your eyes anyway. What I'm trying to get you to do is do it in a instinctively do it in a organized fashion. That was a tough sentence for me. I'm sorry, guys. What I'm trying to get you to do is train your physical senses, okay, to do it in an organized fashion so that there's less chance that you'll miss something or you'll get blindsided. But what you want to do is you want to start teaching yourself how to utilize all of the mechanics of your body, including your vision. Very, very important. Now, what are you looking for? Well, if you're in a forest situation, most forests, everything is pretty much vertical. Pine trees, bushes, they're all going vertically. Now, somebody goes, what about a big oak tree? Well, yeah, that's kind of a vertical plume, but it's still more or less vertical. You see very few things in nature that are truly horizontal, or should I say horizontal for an extended length. You might see a down tree. Okay, that's something to catch your eye. That's okay. Oh, down tree, keep moving. And I'm looking around because there's things happening around here today, apparently. When we're talking about nature now, when we're walking through nature, the things you want to look for are shapes. Okay, what shape is it? Is it a naturally occurring shape? Geometric patterns, hard, rigid lines, don't often occur in nature. Does it shine? Is it shiny? Does it reflect light? Not much stuff in nature reflects light. Now, if you're prospecting for gold, hey, that's a good sign. You know, what's the shape, the shine? What's the shadow? What's the shadows look like? Because a lot of things are revealed in shadows. And also, what kind of silhouette does it produce? Is it a rectangular, triangular, geometric sort of, silhouette? Or is it just a natural flowing silhouette? And what kind of saturation is there? Is it blending in? Most things in nature are kind of drab, particularly out here in the desert, except for flowers. Flowers are bright colors and they stand out. There's a reason for that. It attracts the pollinators to be able to take the pollen from that plant and take it off. So, there's things you want to look for Now, the inverse of that applies too when you're trying to be not seen. When you're attempting to be not seen, you want to watch that you want to watch this. I'm sorry, there's a rabbit. I think he's going to photobomb me in a minute. You want to watch the shape, the size, the silhouette is what I'm really speaking to. You know, you want to look, is there anything shining off of it? And does it stand out, or does it blend into the colors of the background? These are all things that you want to watch for if you're trying to not be seen, and then flip that coin back over. These are the things you want to watch if you're trying to be sure you don't miss anything. Many times I'll be driving in the forest. I'll slow down and stop. My wife will go, "What'd you see?" I'm not sure, but it was rectangular. It was shiny. It was a strange color. And when we back up and look, 9 times out of 10, it is a man-made thing. So those are important elements in how to bring all of the information together in your mind. What did I just see? Oh, I saw a flash of light over here as I went by. Well, the angle that I went by, as I got to this angle, it reflected light from the sun or the moon. It was a strange color. You know, I don't know some of these camouflage patterns they come out with. I look at them and go, really? You think that's going to hide you? It was a strange shape or silhouette through the forest. Now, I've been talking a lot about forest because that's where I grew up. That's where I spend a lot of time. These days, I'm going to be spending a few months in the desert. Same rules apply there. But let's look at an urban setting. In an urban setting, what do you think about the direction and shape of an urban setting? Oh, unlike nature, it usually is very geometric. You know, we have a round column that is standing perfectly vertical, I hope, since I'm underneath this thing. And then we have another support beam that runs off to another column. It's a very geometric, man-made shape. What you want to look for there is what's different about it. You know, if I move slightly behind it, this profile edge really makes this part of me stand out. Again, it's the silhouette difference. And the rules in urban environments are no different than walking in a wash. When you're walking, you want to look about a block ahead of you, rooftops, high windows. And then as your vision begins to come closer to you, you're going to look more at lower windows, doorways. And then you want to look here, you know, directly in front of you on the ground. Is there something that would cause you to stumble? Is there some kind of, I'll go ahead and say it, some kind of booby trap or something that would trigger an alert to someone? Maybe it's a tripwire. Maybe it's a piece of cardboard. Don't step on that cardboard, because underneath that cardboard may be a little contact switch that when you step on it alerts someone that, hey, they're right there, right there. Okay? So when we talk about moving about and using your senses to improve your situational awareness, that's one approach with your vision. You need to keep in mind that you're going to be receiving all kind of input. Right now, I have 5 geometric shapes in front of me behind the camera. You can't see them. They're round. They go up. They have another geometric shape that's rectangular, bridging some of them. But just beyond those, the brambles and the tangles from the Palo Verde tree and the stuff that's washed through this wash is right there. So my mind is going to process it that way. The thing I need to ask myself, is there something there that could cause me harm? Now, when I opened this video, I opened the video by painting the camera up here on the ground to this angle. Now, if you go back and look, any of you were paying attention and processed it right then, there's a set of tire tracks right here. The tire track's approximately that wide, very aggressive tread pattern. I don't see the other one immediately around me, but I can guarantee you from that, somebody on a 4-wheeler, side-by-side, something of that nature has ridden up through here. So now it tells me people have come and gone. And when I look around a little bit, I can see some other objects that I'll take pictures of and show you. The end of a burnt log. Obviously, this is a pretty good spot to be if you're transient. There you go. That's politically correct, isn't it? If you're transient, this is a pretty good spot to be at times. Now, you want to watch the weather because, again, this thing can fill up and and get real ugly real quick. So, alrighty, this is going to be a handheld segment. Might be a little shaky. But remember I told you about that track? Well, there it is right there. Now, I'm in a shaded spot, so I don't have the benefit of contrasting sun shadows. If you're going to be tracking, you need to do it in the morning hours or in the afternoon hours when the sun is coming at an angle, not directly overhead or not diffused like it is under this overpass. That will make the track's depths, these ridges are, that will make it stand out because it's at an angle. Let's go up here just a little bit. There's that track, and obviously there's nothing. It's back this way. Here's the track. I'm straddle the track in line with. Obviously there's nothing to the left that would have gone. It would have hit a column. So my next thought is somewhere to the right should be a mating track. I do not see it. The only thing that really does prove out and mean is look at the ground. It's rocks, not sand. The weight of this thing might not have been enough to make a good imprint in the rocks. However, look at this rock right here. Look at it, there it is on camera. This rock has been disturbed. See how the dirt around it is different? Also, there's been somebody traipsing around here. See the shoe prints? Oh, wait, those are mine. As you're walking through an area, again, look critically at some of the things you see. Now, I'm going to pause and walk over to a spot. All right. Thing about humans, as they move through an area, they leave lots of signs. And what you have to determine is, are they moving through and gone, or are they still here? So we're going to look at this little spot over here. Oh, boy, you got to duck lower on this side of the wash. 6'3", I hit a lot of stuff. That's why my dad called me knothead. Look at this right here. Okay. All right. Evidence of a fire. Yeah. So what, Dan? Well, what do you notice about the evidence of this fire? You notice there's no rocks that could have been used for cooking or containing the fire. So this is probably not a camp as such. Hang on. We're going to make another jump. Once again, another sign of humans have been here because there's a fire or charred wood, and there is nothing around it that would indicate anybody has been here. And there's nothing around it that indicates this has happened recently. I've looked at the ground all around it as I walked up, and I'll show you some of it. There are no signs of anything being knocked out of place. None of the rocks have been displaced. But the only thing I do see, I see where birds have come to enjoy their little meals. Let's see if you can see those tracks. Yeah, there they are. So looks like the only thing that's been in this area lately are some birds. Okay, I'm going to be quick with this one because I hear somebody coming. If you look at this area, there's a larger depression where things have been raked back, and there once was a fire pit. This, I'm going to tell you, was probably a small camp for more than one person because of the size of the fire pit. That is, the fire pit. There's no fire there now. And just the way it's been raked back. I did walk around really quickly, try to see if I could see any signs on the ground, but it's been a long time ago, and whatever signs were there are gone now. So, all right, I got to go. Catch you guys later. I've come back to this same spot for no other reason that it's shady. Okay. The next video, I'm going to be talking about another sense. I'm going to be talking about your hearing, using your hearing. And it will be in a different location. But hey, this is nice and shady, and there is a little bit of a breeze walking through here, even though nothing out there is moving. That's another thing you want to do is when you're going in an area, look and see what the movements are. You know, if you're trying to be stealthy, you have to be still, silent. You have to watch your shape, your shadow. You have to look at your saturation. Now, some of you are looking at this shirt and going, well, he's talking about saturation. Look at the shirt he's wearing. You know what? In a distance, in the desert, this almost blends in because it's part of the same color scheme, brown, yellow. It's a bright yellow, but it almost blends in. So again, use your vision to understand your environment. A little exercise I gave you last week, I'm going to give you another one this week. I want you to walk into an area that has elevation And as you walk through that area, I want you consciously to go click, 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 like a camera. Go up high and distant, click. To the other side of the path and distant, click. Down a little bit, click. Over to this side of the path, click. I want you to kind of freeze frame photos, if you will. And then when you get through that area, I want you to stop. It helps to close your eyes. I want you to be sure you're somewhere safe before you close your eyes, but close your eyes and play back those images. And you'll be amazed at how much of that area and information you were able to store as you were doing that. As you practice this, you'll quit saying click, 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 okay? But it'll become second nature when you walk. Today, even walking across the parking lot into the grocery store, as I get out of the vehicle, the first thing I scan is my upper horizon, and then I come down and across the parking lot. And everybody goes, if I tell somebody what I'm doing, they almost always go, well, isn't that kind of paranoid? Maybe, maybe not. How many things have happened in public places lately? How many things are going to start happening in public places? Now's the time to start training your mind to utilize all your senses. So until next time, thanks for watching. You guys get out, be safe, go adventure.